Good morning, everyone. Hello.
Yes, Anil. Good morning.
Okay, so we shall start now. So, okay, now let us discuss. So, guys, we were discussing about the Azure data factory components. Okay, so just let me brush you up once. So, the Azure data factory is basically an cloud service. Basically, this is a cloud service, and provided this service is provided by the Microsoft. It is provided by the Microsoft to perform the job of ETL. As you know that ETL. Okay. So whereas guys, everyone, this ETL stands for what? The extraction, transformation, and loading. The ETL stands for what? Extraction, transformation, and loading. This ETL stands for what? Extraction, transformation, and loading. So, whereas this ETL requires what? Two things. The first one is what? Source. And the next one, we require it here as a target. And now to perform this job of extraction, transformation, and loading, here we are using, what is that? The service called ADF. Everyone, we are using the service called what? ADF. Okay, we are using the service called what? ADF. That is called as what? Azure Data Factory. Whereas to use this service called ADF, the Azure Data Factory requires, everyone, requires the following, what's that? Components. Okay, what's that? So we call it as what? ADF components. We require what's that? We components. We use what's that? ADF components. So we say what? ADF components. Okay, we use what's that? ADF components or components in ADF. The first one we call it as the pipeline. And the second one we call it as the linked service, everyone. And the third one is called as the data sets, everyone. And the fourth one we call it here as a triggers. And the fifth one we call it here as the integrate integrate, or we can say data flow. And the sixth one are the activities. And the seventh one is nothing but called as what? Integration runtime. Integration runtime. So these are the 7 components we require it here, guys, everyone, to perform the job of extraction, transformation, and loading. Okay. So here, the first one, we have already discussed this yesterday. Just I'm brushing you up once. Okay. So guys, everyone is following. Please let me know.
Yes, Anil.
Okay. So what about rest of you?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So here we have what is that? Pipeline. So the full name of this pipeline is also referred as the data pipeline. It is called as what? Data pipeline. That means a pipeline that carries the data. A pipeline that carries the data is called as what? Data pipeline. A pipeline which carries the data is called as what? Data pipeline. Okay, guys, everyone. A pipeline which carries the data is called as what? Data pipeline. So here we have it as, okay. So here we have the source. So here in the source system, generally you will have what? That data you will find it. And this data, you can find it in the form of what is it? Files, or we can have it in the form of what is that? Databases, and we can also find it in the form of what? Files, databases, and anything it can be, okay? Even we can have the live streaming data. Whereas, guys, all this is nothing but the information we gather it. So here the major job of the source system, is to have the data, that's it. Whereas, what is our job as a data engineer? To get this data, guys, everyone, to get this data into this Azure. So that means right now, whether it is here, whether it is onto the cloud environment. So what do you mean by cloud environment? Cloud environment is nothing but, for example, I can tell you that suppose the data is in your local PC. For example, here you have it, everyone. I'm sharing you the screen. Just have a look on this. Guys, some files are here. Can you see some file folders are here? So, and even some files are here. In this folders, I have some file sales. So this file is local to me, or every one of you can access this file? Just tell me now.
Local to you.
That's it. So this is called as what? On-premises environment. When I put the same onto this Google Drive and provide you all the access, then it will be called as what? Data kept in cloud. Am I right or not? Yes?
Yes.
So in the same way here also, the same thing. So data right now, it may be available onto the cloud or onto the on-premises. Okay, you need not worry about this. So whether the data is kept in the form of what is it, cloud or on-premises, whatever the type of environment you have it. So first of all, if it is on the cloud, so that means in which cloud? The matter comes what? Which cloud it is, whether it is Azure cloud or some other. If some other is there, so what you have to do? We have to get this data first of all into the Azure cloud environment. So to get the data into the Azure cloud environment, what we do? We store the data into the storages. So what are the storages you have it? Azure blob storage is there. Guys, everyone. Azure, what's that? Blob storage. Azure blob storage is there. Okay. Azure blob storage. And then we have what's that? Azure blob storage. Then we have the Azure blob storage. Azure blob storage. Then you have the Azure data lake. Okay, Azure data lake Gen 2 or whatever the type of thing. So let us say consider you have the data available into the Azure blob storage. So that means whenever the data is there in the Azure blob storage, so that means the data is onto the cloud environment. So now, first of all, from the cloud environment, you have to get the data from the, can you see here, source to the target. My source is the Azure blob storage, and my target where I need to load the data is the Azure blob storage. That means this type of transfer is called as what? Cloud to cloud transfer, isn't it? So for that, first of all, what is the first thing does here? The pipeline is the first component which is used. The pipeline is the first component which is used to carry the data. Okay, pipeline is the first component which is used to carry the data, okay, from the source to the target. And pipeline is a part of what? Everyone, pipeline is a part of pipeline. Pipeline is a part of, yes, pipeline is a part of ADF. Yes, pipeline is a part of ADF. cloud pipeline is a part of what? ADF. Okay, so now what happens? Cloud environment. In fact, you can say cloud environment. So here you have what's that? Pipeline. So now this pipeline, okay, this pipeline can you see here? This pipeline carries the data from the source to the target. So here the pipeline starts from here and ends at here. So this entire thing is called as what? Pipeline. From here, all of you, from this point till this point, this entire thing is called as what? Pipeline only. Till this point, it is called as what? Pipeline. Hence, as it carries the data, hence it is referred as what? Data pipeline. Hence it is called as what? Data pipeline. That's it. This is called as what? Data pipeline. So next one is link service. What is the link service? Link service is nothing but, guys, there is ADF and Azure Blob Storage. Two different things are there. So there is no relationship right now between the Azure Blob Storage and the ADF. To connect to both of them, here we use what is that? LS, that is called as what? Link service. The link service will connect the storage with the ADF, the storage with the ADF, the storage with the ADF, and this storage can be anything, guys. Even if it is on premises also, for connection of that you require a link service. It's not necessary that you should have Azure Blob Storage. You can have Amazon here. Amazon S3 storage, S3 bucket is there, suppose. So to connect this S3 bucket with the ADF, you require a link service here. In the same manner, before loading the data here, you require one more link service. That means every data pipeline requires two link services essentially based on the storages. Every data pipeline requires how many link services? Two link services essentially to connect it. That's it. The next one is, what is it? You have it. Data sets. Yes, guys, everyone is following or not? These are the very basic concepts which you require to understand. Everyone, please let me know. And next one, what is it? You have it. Data sets. So what do you mean data sets? Data sets are nothing but, guys, data sets are nothing but ultimately we call it as a tables basically. In some other languages, we call it as a table. But here we call it as what? Data sets. That's it. And table is the collection of what exactly? Rows and columns. Rows and columns. Table is a collection of what? Rows and columns. Whereas the data set is the collection of what? Observations and variables. Observations and variables. Observations and what is that? Variables. Observations and variables. That's it. Okay. Observations and variables. Whereas here, can you see? As the data is recorded in the Azure Blob Storage, so within this Azure Blob Storage, the data is recorded in the form of what? Data sets. DS. Data sets. Okay. That means within this, everything comes under the pipeline only, guys. This all comes under the pipeline only. Except to the Azure Blob Storage, rest all comes under the pipeline. So to connect this Azure Blob Storage with the pipeline, I'm using link service. So after that, all only you have the data set. Everything will be here in the as a part of what is it? As a part of pipeline only. So here you have a data sets. DS. That's it. So all these are what? Part of the pipeline only. Okay. So that's it. Okay. So now, guys, these are the things we have it. The next one, what is it? We have it here is called as a triggers. Trigger means what? Now, guys, what is that you wanted to do is you wanted to okay, you want to wake up early morning at 5 o'clock, but you slept very late in the night. So generally, what will we do? We put an alarm in another mobile phone. So alarm will what? It will automatically ring at a given time. At a given time, automatically it will ring. Am I right or not? Automatically it will ring at a given time. So whatever the time you have set, it will automatically ring without the human intervention. So does the human intervention is needed there or not for ringing of an alarm?
Yes.
Human intervention is required. Once you set it, after that, the human intervention is required? No, not required. Am I right or not? You set the alarm in the night. You set the alarm in the night. And once you set the alarm in the night, automatically at the given time, it will ring without the human intervention. Am I right or not? Huh? In the same way, here you can see the triggers. Triggers are those which kickstarts the pipeline to run. To start the pipeline, to copy the data, or to start the pipeline to run from the source to the target, to load the data from the source to the target, we require to trigger it. We require to trigger it. So trigger is nothing but what? Trigger is nothing but what? Trigger is nothing but what? Trigger is nothing but it is kickstarts the pipeline. It will kickstart a pipeline. That is called as what? The data pipeline will be started. The data pipeline will be started once we use a trigger. Once we use a trigger, the data pipeline will be started once we use the trigger. The data pipeline will be started once we use a trigger. Okay, guys? Trigger. So basically, trigger is essential. Trigger is essential to start a data pipeline in an automated manner. In an automated manner. Okay. Manually, you can also start it. Manually, you can also start it, but that method is called as a debug method. That method is called as what? Debug method. So we can use, but generally we use what is it? Triggers as the concept to start the pipeline always. Okay, that's it. Then guys, data flows. Data flows are nothing but very simple data flows. Data flows are nothing but actually the transformations. The transformation is named as data flows. That's the only thing. Transformations. In some other languages, we call it as a transformations. But here in Azure, these transformations, guys, everyone, these transformations are called as what? Data flows. These transformations are called as what? Data flows. That's it. Okay. The transformations here are called as what? Data flows. That's it. Okay. So next one, activities. So what do you mean activities? Activities are nothing but the action you want to perform on the data. Action. So here I'm copying the data. I'm using the ETL now. Extraction, transformation, loading. But actually pipeline, what it should do. So here in this case, what I'm doing is I'm copying the data. I'm copying the data. Copy is nothing but what? An activity. Copy is nothing but what? One activity. Likewise, copy is one activity. Various activities you will have it. So which you want to perform in a pipeline. So that particular activity, we have to list it out. Whether it is nothing but using of a copy activity, or if at all you want to copy some conditional data, that is nothing but by using the if then else statement, or else you wanted to add some looping, that is for each you want to add, that is something but do while or do until we want to add it. Anyways, we will see once we get into the subject, you need not worry. So basically that type of action you wanted to perform on the data, so all that we mention it in the activities. We mention it in what? Activities. So guys, all of you are clear with this, or you want me to repeat once again, or you're not clear? Please let me know, guys, so that we can move further, please. Hello?
Yeah, can you explain one more time quickly, please?
Okay. See, guys, what is that you have it? First one is the pipeline. Pipeline. Pipeline means what? Pipeline is very simple, guys. You have a source, all of you. From the source to the target, to copy the data, we use a pipeline. Am I right? Pipeline. So pipeline is the only source where we load the data or where we carry the data from the source to the target. In the ADF, we use a pipeline. Link service means what? The data pipeline has to pick up the data from the source system. So suppose you have a source system here as a Oracle is a source. Oracle is a source. Suppose I'm saying Oracle is a database and this database is a source. You have to pick up the data. So now this pipeline and the Oracle database does not has any relationship. To create a relationship between both of them, we use what is that? LS, that is link service. We use what is that, guys? Link service. We use what is that? Link service. That's it. Okay. Link service is essential. Third one is what? Data sets. After getting the data in a data pipeline, the data will be recorded here in the form of what? Data sets. In the form of what? Data sets, where data sets are nothing but tables. That's it. Tables. And the next one is you have a trigger. Trigger means what? To start the pipeline, you have created the link services, but you have to start now. You have to start it. You have to start the pipeline to load the data from the source to the target. So for starting that pipeline, we use a triggers, or else generally we can also use a debug option. That's it. These are the anything you can use it. And next, data flows. Data flows are nothing but actually what that is nothing but extraction, transformation, and loading. Na? Transformations are called as what? Data flows. Nothing else. Transformations are called as what? Data flows. Okay. Transformations are called as what? Data flows. And now the next one, what is it? You have it? Activities. Activities is nothing but in the pipeline. Once you start the pipeline, so what action has to be performed by the pipeline? The pipeline has to, suppose I am saying, pipeline should copy the data from the source to the target. So copy is what? Copy is the activity now. Copy is the activity. Means what? Control C and Control V. That means copy the data from the Oracle database and load the data into what is that? I can say Azure Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Azure Data Lake Gen 2. So I have to copy the data from the source and load the data into what's that? It is Azure Data Lake Gen 2. That means from the Oracle, I have to copy the data into this Azure Data Lake Gen 2. So whether you wanted to copy or not copy or do some other action, what is that? That action you wanted to perform during the running of a pipeline will be is nothing but called as what? Is decided by the activity. So activity is nothing but the action you wanted to perform during the time of running a pipeline. During the time of what is that? Running a pipeline. During the time of what is that? Running a pipeline. Getting my point, everyone? During the time of what is that? Running a pipeline. That's it. The next one, what is it? You have it? Integration runtime, guys. Finally. Suppose now you have a data. What is it? You have it? Can you see here? What is it? You have it? Yes. What is it? You have it? You have an Oracle database. Oracle is a cloud or non-cloud?
On-premise.
Very good. On-premises. That is on-premises. So whenever you require, can you see here? On-premises. On-premises. That is called as what? On-premises. So whenever you wanted to copy the data from an on-premises to cloud environment, or cloud to cloud environment, one cloud to another. That means suppose say from Amazon, you wanted to copy the data to what is that? From Amazon to Azure, you want to copy the data. So if it is, can you see here? The integration runtimes are of three types. What are those? The first one is called as what? Azure IR. Then you have what is that? Self-hosted IR. And the third one is called as SSIS IR. These are the three things you have it. So Azure IR is nothing but whenever you want to require to copy the data, or whenever you're transferring the data from the cloud, one cloud to another cloud, one cloud towards it, another cloud, we use what is that? Azure IR. By default, that is by default it happens. You need not use it. You just design a pipeline, everything will be taken care by the pipeline only. Automatically Azure IR will run. So you need not run it manually. And in the same way, you have the self-hosted IR. Self-hosted IR means what? Whenever you require to copy the, or whenever you wanted to transfer the data from the on-premises to cloud environment, whenever you wanted to transfer the data from the on-premises to cloud environment, on-premises to what is it? Cloud environment, we use what is that? Self-hosted IR. We use what is that? Self-hosted IR. Getting my point? We use what is that? Self-hosted IR. That's it. Okay. And SSIS IR is nothing but what is that we have it here is, suppose you have to run some script already is there. That means already you have in the on-premises, let us say here you have, anyways, you don't get confused right now. Leave it as it is. We will discuss it when the time comes. Now you need not worry about this. So now guys, as of now, these are the components which we have to understand it. So everyone is clear now? If not,
Sir, I have one
please,
question.
please.
We use link services at source side and target side as well.
Yes, definitely.
So data set also created at the source and target side.
Definitely. Definitely. Data set is created. One data set is created for the source and one data set is created for the target.
Okay. So sir, let's consider my source is RDS, like a SQL database. Azure SQL. So that is also table, and we are by using link service, we are creating again data set. So both are table only. So I'm not understanding why it is creating table again.
Basically, in Azure format, we require to store the data now.
Azure format. But Azure, sir, Azure SQL only. It is a SQL format only.
Yeah. If if you have, yeah, very good question. If you have Azure SQL databases there, then you need not create a data set. That means table is enough.
Table is enough. That time we are not setting data set.
Yeah. We don't create it. Okay.
And sir, this thing, the data flow, you said like it is a transformation only.
Yes, that's it. Just name of tell me.
So like if I talk about the activities, by using activities, also I'm transferring the data from one format to another format. So both the things are same or different?
No, different. Activities are different and data flows are different. Activities are nothing but actions you want to perform. Action on data. Action on data, that's it. Data flows are nothing but what? Transformations, such as you wanted to perform the aggregator transformation. You want to perform the sort transformation, sorting the data. Okay, sorting the data, aggregation of data, and you wanted to perform various type of transformations. So for that, we use the data flows. The data flows, the job of the data flow is different. Activities is also different. But relatively, you can say both perform some action only on the data. Both perform some action on the data. But type of action is different, you can say.
Okay, sir.
That's it.
Sir, activities, you said copy from source and load it to target, right?
No. Or type of activity, just example of activity I have given, copy.
Okay. So basically, ETL job which select the data from source and insert into target, right?
That is, yeah.
But here, copy means same thing or it is different operation?
Same job. Copy means same. But now transform means changing the format. The changing of format will be done by data flow.
Okay.
That's it. So
And one more question, sir.
please.
For integration runtime, if it is cloud to cloud, it will use Azure integration runtime, right?
Yes, automatically it will come. You need
Okay.
not create it.
Okay. For example, I'm loading data from on-premise to cloud. It will use self-hosted means it will.
No, you have to create the self-hosted. It will not create it.
Okay. So it means that it will use the CPU power of on-premise
Yes,
system only.
yes.
Sir, can you please brief me again about the integration runtime?
Integration runtimes basically integration runtime means what? Here to integrate the data, okay, at the runtime to integrate the that is data that is integrate with the source system, we require the IRs. We require what's it? IRs. So basically these IRs, you have three type of IRs. You will have Azure IR, self-hosted IR, and SSIS IR. Azure IR is nothing but whenever you require, so you won't create the Azure IR. Whenever you have the data from that is whenever you wanted to that is nothing but transfer of data from cloud to cloud, automatically Azure IR will be created by the pipeline only, by the initialization of the pipeline. As soon as you trigger the pipeline now, as soon as you start the pipeline, automatically it will create Azure IR. You will not deploy it. But whereas yeah.
So sir, linked service and integration both are same because both the things are we are using for connection only, no?
No, the job is totally different. The link service is different and integration runtime is different. Okay, so basically you will come to know this, the thin line what you have between the link service and the integration runtime. Once we start the practical, not worry about this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so these are the activities. These are the components you have it. So now, guys, I'm just showing you how to start the service. So I'm sharing you the screen again. How to start the service. So this is nothing but, guys, portal.azure.com. All of you. Portal.azure.com. Use what? Portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. This is the thing we have it. Portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. This is the thing we have it. Hello. Portal.azure.com. So now here, after coming on to this, we will have to start all the things. So now, guys, so in the next class, we will start the first case study. How to start, how to make out the things. The first case study we will start in the next class. Okay. The next class will be on Monday. Tomorrow, anyways, we will not have the class. Okay. So we will have the next class on Monday. So Monday we'll start with the first practical, guys. First practical will start upon Monday. Okay.
So it is Monday to Friday only?
Yeah, Monday to Friday. If we require to cover it, then we will take sometimes on Saturdays also. But very rarely I'll take it on Saturdays mostly. The classes will be Monday to Friday only.
The real-time scenarios also will cover, right, sir?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you,
Okay.
Studies.
Yeah,
Case
and
studies
then use case.
Yeah, use cases only.
Okay. Here in transformations, we'll be using so many transformations, like you said, aggregate, sort. These are all the transformations, right? Joins, everything.
Yes, joins, yes.
Okay. We'll be using so many things in real time. How many transformations will be there mostly?
Definitely we'll see that.
How many transformations will be there?
Almost all, So you mean to say number of transformation?
Yeah. Counts. Any counts like?
Around 10 to 12 transformations.
That's all.
Is
it easy to write the business logic if there is any change like that?
See, what we will do is based on the case studies, we will use this.
Okay.
Individually, I will not show you this transformation. In the business case study, how the logic is applied and which transformation is used and what is the purpose of that.
Okay.
So that I can explain you, that I will explain you and we will see that.
Okay.
as a
Okay. We can
practical
see. Okay.
Okay, so that's it. So we'll continue on Monday, guys, at the same time, 6:30 a.m. in the morning. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.